everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're in the kitchen and we're going to be making Mongolian beef and broccoli. Sadie is my sous chef today. This is one of Caitlin's favorite recipes that I make. I really like it too, but Caitlin really likes it and she requested it. So we're gonna make it, and I thought it's easy, so I'll film it and show you guys how to make it. If you aren't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe, like this video if you want more cooking videos, but we're just gonna get right on into it. What you'll need for this recipe, I'm gonna do this nerdy nummy style. You'll need a pound of flank steak. This is like 0.8 of a pound, but you'll need a pound of flank steak. You'll need a half a cup of brown sugar. I use a third of a cup just so it's not as sweet. You will need ginger and garlic. We use these like frozen, cubed, already minced ginger and garlics from Fry's, and I just put them in a little bowl to let them defrost a little bit. You will need 1/4 of a cup of water and then a half a cup of soy sauce. I usually use coconut aminos and then cut it with a little bit of soy sauce. So this is soy sauce and coconut aminos for us. And then a head of broccoli for your greens. Oh, and I forgot, you also need cornstarch. So make sure you have that. Now that we have all of our ingredients laid out and we know what we're working with, I am going to start by cutting the flank steak, and then I'm also going to cut the broccoli into smaller pieces. So when you're cutting the flank steak, you're gonna wanna cut it against the grain because that will make the meat more tender, is what I am told. So you can see the grain runs this way, so we're gonna cut this way. Feels kind of straightforward, I don't know. To make the pieces more like bite-sized like you would see at Panda, I'm gonna cut first the flank steak in half, and then I'm going to cut each piece against the grain into little bite-sized pieces. So about like that thick. You don't want them too thick. You want them maybe like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, so not too thick. So you should end up with a lot of pieces. Now that we're finished chopping the flank steak, I'm gonna go ahead and chop the broccoli. I just washed my cutting board and my knife, and we're just gonna chop this into bite-sized pieces to go in our steak. I find it's a lot easier to cook and be a lot less panicked if you prep everything that you need before, like cut everything before you actually get into the cooking part. I also wanted to mention that this recipe is originally from spendwithpennies.com, so I'm gonna link the original recipe down below. Now that everything is chopped, we're going to start actually cooking things. So I'm gonna put my pan on like medium heat, and I'm gonna put a tiny smidge of oil in the bottom. And then we're just gonna add our ginger and garlic. So we're gonna cook this on medium heat for about a minute, just until it is fragrant. As I'm sure you can hear, the ginger and the garlic has started to heat up. So we're going to add the other ingredients because we're going to be making the sauce first. So here goes our soy sauce. And then we're gonna add in our water. And then finally, our brown sugar. So this is the sauce that's actually gonna go on the meat after the meat is done cooking. So this is going to mix, and then we're going to set this on a little higher heat and set it to a boil, and we're gonna let it boil for 3 to 5 minutes. We basically just want the sauce to get thicker, and the way you can test thickness on a sauce is by running your spatula through it and seeing how much of a trail it leaves. So we're going to need to let this sit for at least 3 minutes and bring it to a boil. You can probably see that we're bubbling up a lot. The sauce has gotten a lot thicker. I don't think you can see my spatula test, but it's there. So what I'm gonna do is we'll turn the heat way down, And I'm just gonna pour the sauce back into the container that I had the soy sauce in. Then we're gonna be using the same pan to cook the meat. So I'm just going to wipe it out. Now that our pan is all wiped out, the next step we're gonna do is basically crisping the meat. So I'm gonna put a generous amount of oil in my pan. You can hear it sizzling already. And then we're going to put cornstarch on this plate that I have here. And the cornstarch almost acts as like a coating to deep fry the meat, but because we're doing such a light dusting of it, it's not going to be like deep fried, it's just going to be like crispy. So basically you just dip your meat in, shake it off, and then add it to the pan. I tried to get you closer to the action, but you're basically just going to sear both sides of the meat. So that just means getting them a little crispy. You don't want to overcook the meat because we are going to be mixing it in with the sauce and cooking it again at the end. I don't know if you can see, but I just pulled out a bowl with a piece of paper towel in the bottom, and we're going to use that to throw our meat in. Some of the pieces are getting pretty crispy, so I'm just going to throw the smaller pieces into our bowl. I would love to give you an amount of time that I cook these for, but it really depends, like piece to piece, how long I cook them for. Now that our meat has cooked, our broccoli has steamed, and our sauce is made, we just need to throw it all together. So we'll add the meat, and then broccoli, and then sauce. And you're just gonna cook this for another 3 to 5 minutes.
I'm very offended.
Sure.
That they changed Samoa's to Caramel Delights. Like, who had the audacity to do that?
Why did they do that?
They did it like a couple years ago.
Oh,
At
really?
least a year ago, yeah. I knew I read that last year.
Our beef and broccoli has cooked down, so now we just gotta plate it. So I made rice just in our Instant Pot, very easy. Putting it in a pretty low bowl for presentation. And you can also top this with green onions, but green onions are very temperamental and you can't keep them that long, so I don't. And there you go. It's all done. We'll have Caitlin taste test for us. My homeless roommate came.
I like blend. Oh, we like.
Just trying it. This is, as we know, I've already made this for Caitlin.
It's a good time.
You can have that.
Good time.
You can have that
Okay.
plate. So that is how you make Mongolian beef and broccoli. Kind of a panda ripoff, I don't know. Very, very, very easy. And subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Making it brighter right through the gray.